have a picture where it's like, step one, do this, step two, and I'll tell you guys, we're on step three right now. So you'll know exactly where you are. And then I'll say, hey, well, because this is tech stuff and we're like, we are getting all of our people in place. So it might be like, hey, on Thursday, we're going to be on step four where you can actually pay your $25 because all of you will be in your back office and your sponsor and you'll have your referral link. But there might be a small window where you can't build in the on the website anymore. You got to build on your own paper like old school. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Okay.
Yes, it makes a whole bunch of sense. And we appreciate your patience because I know you probably, as a teacher, felt like you just repeated yourself a whole bunch of times in many different ways to make sure everybody understands the content that you're trying to push out and help everybody convey.
Yes.
Um,
And it'll be better, Bianca, when I give you guys a new playbook and I can just say, oh, if they're like, hey, I got on late, that's okay because it's Saturday night. I don't expect you guys to work like me. I'm like 24, 8. But I'll have it all on the playbook and I'll have a nice, pretty like flow chart on how to get to 442,800 and whatever thousand a month. And it'll be like, here's where we are right now in the pre-launch. And I'll draw you a picture.
so,
Okay.
with that note of pre launch, that
Mhm.
means if I'm understanding everything that you were just putting out, basically, this is giving me an opportunity to be partner stakeholder as if I'm investing in a stock of some sort and a part of the overall plan because eventually wherever it gets to once it's all said and done then it's boom there's like
Yeah.
residual income, which is why I think you mentioned earlier you can be out on the beach somewhere, you're not going to be doing Zoom meetings.
Right. No, because you're the system, but I don't want people to get confused. Like, okay, because those little Bianca, you ever see those people? I never do them ever, but you ever see people do those like crypto things like you can get stock in this company and then they run off with all your money?
Yeah. Mhm.
This ain't that, Bianca. Like, so I want to just clarify that I'm just kind of using the stock in Amazon as a like you're a partner in this company and people are able to get position equity stock. Don't
Right.
say, and somebody's going to mess it all up and they're going to go and say you can get stock in this new company and then people are it's going to happen, right? So position equity because if you don't ever do anything else, I'll give you an example, Bianca,
Mhm.
that Dre was in a company with a matrix, right?
Right.
Uh-oh. And he paid his membership one time and forgot about it. He was making money on that company for like 3 or 4 years because they had a reserve. So his membership was already paid, and everybody else was making money too. So they had a reserve. So their membership was already paid. So until the company just went away for good, he was just making thousands of dollars every month. And he hadn't been in the company for 4 years, 3 or 4 years, right? So that's why I say position equity because some of you guys, if you build this thing right, like you're doing right now, I'm teaching you guys. Have you ever done a pre-build like this, Bianca? Has anybody ever let you like pre-build and get all your people in and stuff, and then you flip the switch on the
No,
line? I
no,
have.
to be quite honest, no, I have not been a part of a pre-build, but I latter stages. Watching a construction building build, that's different. But
Right. I always pre-build. So when I go into people's companies and stuff, I never sign up until I've taught my team for like at least 2 to 4 weeks before we launch in there. Because I don't join anything. I launch into companies. So why so I'm doing the same thing with you guys because I want my team, Bianca, and you're my teammate. Who's your sponsor, Bianca?
Shelda,
Okay. What's her name?
Shelda,
Shelda. Okay. I don't know Shelda, but I'd love to meet her. Do you know who Shelda's sponsor is?
no, I don't.
Okay, this is what you guys need to be asking. You need to be asking who your sponsor is, right? Or who your sponsor is and wiggle your way up through the ladder, right? Because I know Coach Cola's sponsor is Rosalind, and she brought in some heavy hitters today because Bianca had to kick her into gear. She only had one person, Coach Cola, and he had like 30, right? So now she's signing up people, but Rosalind's sponsor is Melvin Davis. And guess who Melvin Davis's sponsor is?
You.
Me. And because Melvin was with me in Tradera, but do you know I've never even talked to Melvin for the last how many ever years? He just follows me, and if I do something, he doesn't, and he always signs up with me. And I didn't even know I was his sponsor. So
Wow.
the good thing is Melvin's group is killing it. And even if Melvin continues to do what he's doing, you guys can catch him. But you got to get your team, Bianca, to see you as me. Like you need to be me to your people. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
And you got to wiggle up, and you guys got to start doing your own calls like this. And you got to start inviting me on your calls. Like, hey, I'm getting on a call next week with a whole Susu group of thousands of people. And I'm going to tell them why they all need to come over here. Tony came from a Susu years ago. She put me on a call with all of her people, Bianca, and
Mhm.
Tony hit 20,000 a month in 4 weeks with me and another company years ago, right? That's how I met Tony. But do you understand, Bianca? Wiggle your
That's
way up,
interesting.
figure out who your sponsor is. So you can start to see you might be connected to Coach Cola and you don't even know it. And you could be working with him right now.
Right.
Okay.
Understood.
You have
Thank
any other?
you.
You're welcome.
No, I didn't. And you actually went over and beyond and answered some other things that I wasn't even considering to ask. So I appreciate you noticing certain things. That's a gift within itself. But I'll leave it alone because I know you're teaching right now. So
You're welcome. Where are you
thank you.
located?
I am currently located in West Palm Beach. We'll be headed out to Dallas in about a week.
Okay. Well, I
So
need
I'm
to come.
I'm in transition moving too, but that's actually the season that we're in, spiritually speaking. God is doing a big transition in individuals' lives because He's trying to awaken the whole entire collective. So we all have to be in proper position, and we won't be able to do a thing unless we understand the vision that God is putting before us. So thank you, Holy Spirit, because I didn't expect to say that, but He's going to have his way anyways. And if anyone doubts the progression of a thing, then that's because they don't have the vision, and not everyone can understand the vision or see it as clear because God didn't give it to them. So at this point, it's as if people have to take the time to get to the place that they're trying to go, regardless of who's saying what, when, or where, because God is able.
Thank you so much. And Bianca, never apologize for speaking the truth because this is a kingdom build, and I'll tell you the story later on. I'll write it down, right? But it's a kingdom build. That's why this is possible. But if I get on here and I only talk about like what was shown to us and why I've been on this path for so many years. I haven't been searching for a company. I've been in search of the perfect structure that allows everybody to together.
But that's the
It doesn't work in every
it's
structure.
not
It
because
doesn't.
it wasn't created to. You were created to create a thing. And if God gave you a vision, it had to be expansive enough for others to be able to follow, to take the lead, and then do it again. Duplicate it. It's like Abraham's seed. He said it was going to be like the sand. You can't even count the sand. And
Yeah.
so what you're doing is only opening up the door for someone else to do, but maybe they won't be able to fit. Maybe they won't be able to stay and they will have to go and do their own thing. But either way, they picked up the lesson, whatever they had to learn in order for them to build whatever they have to build. It doesn't matter how you got the knowledge, it doesn't matter where you got the wisdom from. God is going to provide at the end of the day. Yeah,
I appreciate it. And I don't care what people believe. They just need to believe, right?
that's
But
right.
but also they need to believe it before they see it. But guess
That's
what?
right. I just
February
said that to
17th,
someone today.
February 17th, Bianca, and the rest of you guys on here, oh, they're gonna see it. They're gonna see it for real. Like without a shadow of a doubt, because numbers don't lie, people do, but numbers do not lie, and you can't not see it. Even if I only had 5 people in here. I'm looking for my charger. Sorry, I'm like I'm all over the place. Um, they can't not see it. So, you know when you know what you know what you know, and I'm like, it's about to be like you guys have no idea though. You really don't. You really don't have any idea whatsoever because I haven't even gotten started yet. Isn't that funny? I'm only on the eye of my fid.
Wow. What is the word? It says, "Do not despise humble beginnings or small beginnings, because God takes pleasure in it." Um,
Yes.
yes. So
It's so like overwhelming. Like I broke down crying today. Like, and my brother is, you guys will meet my brother tomorrow, but he's like our spiritual covering and he's been on this journey with us. So he knows exactly what's happening. And I just couldn't. I was just like, oh, I was just like, Lord, really? Because the last time I did this, there was 88 people on my call, and 88 people turned into 1,200 people, and 1,200 people turned into 21,000, and we were doing a million a week, right? And then I
wow,
did it again. I hit 50,000 a month in 7 weeks, right? In that company. And then everybody made a ridiculous amount of income. Then when I did it again, I hit 50,000 a month and everybody made 500 to 50,000 a month in 7 days.
wow.
So do you see like I'm obsessive about the structure because of what God showed me with like the empires popping up. Like, look at this though. And sorry, I don't want to go too far into it because then you guys will be thinking I'm crazy. Um, but I like to talk to people who won't think I'm crazy, but some people think I'm crazy because
It
of
doesn't even matter because they thought Jesus was crazy and he was the Son of God. So at this point, you have to do what you know that you're being led to do, regardless of who is thinking what, because you're going to look crazy anyways, whether you're doing something greater or not. They're going to look at you anyways. So, yeah, that's not even an issue because God is covering you. He's covering everybody, and not everybody can understand even the words that I'm speaking right now. So if they can't even understand that simplicity because their heart is not open to receive it, then who am I to judge them or knock them? Only God is going to judge. He knows that they heard it. So they can't say, well, I asked for help. Help me. And then he sends the opportunity because God will give an idea or an opportunity. And it's up to a person to actually take advantage of it. Then he sends it again. I sent you a boat. I sent you a plane. I sent you a whale. You were scared to get on anything. You didn't take dominion. You didn't take your power. You didn't walk in authority. And so you were afraid. God says, how many times? Be not afraid. Don't be
right.
afraid. And it's very easy to do that. But, we're in a season that we're all being pruned. So hopefully everybody will be able to understand what you're about to show us right now.
Exactly. And I appreciate you saying that. That's why I had to create a call and thank you to Curtis. Curtis is a huge builder and Curtis called me this morning and I had like 2 hours of sleep or something and I was like I almost forgot to like pray over the covering this time because what happens is when you start structuring people they start grumbling in the like, oh, am I going to get top position? Why is he and guess what? It'll all go away if we're not in alignment, right? So we got to not be like the Israelites grumbling in
That's
the
right.
wilderness and stuff because everybody's going to eat. All I need you guys to do is believe and build. That's it. You just need to be building for free. Don't be asking questions about the product and worrying about if people are going to be able to afford it. You know, don't worry about that stuff. Right, hold on. Don't worry about that stuff right now. We got it taken care of. You're gonna be taken care of. I need you guys to build. Just build. That's it. Build for free. Build for $25. Then you'll be in the system. We flip the switch. You can't quantify what's getting ready to happen because and if you guys don't understand a 3 by 10 matrix, I need you to start going to YouTube and watching YouTube videos that explains what a 3 by 10 matrix is. Just go look it up. Like, what is 3 by 10 forced matrix? How does it work? Go look it up and you guys show yourself approved and start Googling. And other companies use it, but it doesn't look like our company of how we've put it together. So you might just have to like watch stuff, right? Don't be trying to go and join other people's companies, because I promise you, nobody else's company pays in a force matrix like this one, and you're not pre-building in there. And Live Good is a company that did it really well, but you have to put in 1,000 people to make any kind of money over there, right? It's just they only roll up like 25 cents or something. No knock on you guys if you're in Live Good, sorry, but I looked at it and I'm like, I'm not gonna live good with that comp plan. So, anyways, okay. So, thank you, Bianca, Coach Cola, Mr. Pickett.
Mhm.
And again, if you guys have to go, you can, but I'm hanging out for a minute.
Yes, thank you very much. I had a few questions, but I'm going to boil it down to just one for right now. And the main thing I wanted to do was get clarity on when we get this screenshot of our organization and we see problems, precisely what we need to do to.
Thank you, Coach Cola. If you guys see problems, oh, sorry.
It's basically to call you.
No, okay, sorry. I always get in trouble, and then Reagan's like, no, don't do that, because then you're gonna have a million. Okay, what I want you guys to do is when you get it, because you'll see people highlighted and there's something wrong, but you'll have those people's phone numbers and email addresses. Don't call me, call them and figure it out with them first and tell them, like, maybe they've already called me to fix it, and somebody said what their name was, like Alexi. I don't know if she's still on here, but Alexi didn't have a last name. It just says Alexi on there. Or if somebody, the sponsor's wrong or whatever, then like call your people first and figure it out with them, or remind them, because some people aren't plugged in at all, right? And if your sponsor is not plugged in, you'll drop in before them. We give a grace period, and so you don't have to worry about being stuck and not getting in the downline. Don't worry about any of that. But Coach Cola, you need to call them. You see a problem, call that person and say, hey, did you're on the yellow list, right? Because have seen it too. They're on the yellow list, and I'll email it to the picture to them. Some of you guys, I'll text the picture to you because I've been talking to you all the time. Does that make sense, Coach Cola? And then
Yes. So once
they
we
can just call me. Then call me on the phone.
yes. So once we clarify it with them, how do we get it fixed on your end? How do we?
Well, if it's something like sponsorship and stuff, and they're like in the wrong place, then they would have to call me and say, "Hey, I put 3 sponsors down, and my sponsor's really supposed to be this person." And if that's true, like you probably need to, like, all of you guys be on the phone, because I don't want to go back and forth and be playing phone tag. I'm just updating it on my spreadsheet all week. Does that make sense? But I'm
Yeah.
not going to hold you guys up that did it right. We're going to upload you, so you'll have your referral link, or your upload you, then you'll be able to pay your $25 as soon as you log in, and you'll have your own referral link so you guys can run and share. The rest of the people, they're not missing out on anything except being able to have their referral link to share. So all this month of January is get things fixed. Does that make sense? But if those people don't call and they're not plugged in, then they won't get into the back office because their emails won't be back there to create an account. Does that make sense?
Yes, I get you. So if it's an email thing, then they need to get that to you. If it's they didn't put their last name or something like that, then when they get a chance to go back into the system, then they're gonna correct it in their profile at that time. Is that how it
Um,
gets corrected on your
No,
end?
they can call me. They can call me because their email won't get uploaded to the system. So they can call me, or if you know one of your people's names and they didn't put it on there, you can call me and say, hey, that person's last name is, right? And if that's all I'm missing, then we'll upload their emails. And I'm sorry, I'm talking in circles. So let me tell you this. If you know the information and it doesn't have to do with sponsorship, right? And it's maybe their name is wrong,
Right.
okay? Then you can call me and say, hey, such and such name is actually Alexi, blah, 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 right? And I can just fix it. But if it's something where you'll see it where they have multiple sponsors, right? I need them to call me and say, like, who's your sponsor? Alexi. Okay, dope. Okay. I'll fix it. Let me keep that up there and I'll fix it. Does that make sense? They need to call me if it's because some people have 5 sponsors. And I'm like, how did you go from Cola being your sponsor on 10 days ago and now I'm your sponsor, which I delete because you were his sponsor. I don't know you. He was your sponsor. Does that make sense? So those are the only real issues, Coach Cola, is when I see people with multiple sponsors, I'm probably going to call them myself. But when it's little things, just call me on the phone or send me a text and say, hey, my name is actually Alexi something. Let me fix it.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Does that
Thank you very
call
much.
me on the phone? I just
And
I don't want a whole bunch of text messages because it freaks me out. And then I'm looking at 56 text messages I have to answer, and I don't want to do that. Or if you send me a text message, don't talk to me about like people send me a text message and say, oh, my info is wrong on the list, and that's it. And I'm like, I don't even know who you are. You're not even in my phone. So text me and say, my first name is, and then first and last name. And if you can't text me and say my sponsor is supposed to be, because I'm not changing sponsorship on a text message. Does that make sense? I want to hear your voice. Who are you? Why do you have 2 sponsors? Did you talk to them already? Okay, I need you to message your person that you're changing from right now so I can make or call them on 3-way. I've done this already. Call them on 3-way and tell me that, and have them tell me it's okay that I change the sponsorship.
excellent, got you. I'll let you go. And I just want to also thank you for helping Rosalind today. We've been talking uh, all morning before she got to you. If I shared with you what actually happened, how she got to that situation and got it resolved, it's very interesting. That's a story for another time. But I want to thank you for your tireless, selfless uh, leadership and your relentless pursuit of this whole thing. I want to thank you for working so hard for all of us. Okay.
You're welcome. You ain't seen nothing yet, but I appreciate it. But I haven't even gotten started yet. You guys have no idea what's getting ready to happen. I just got to get you guys off this Google form. It's stressing me out. I got to get you with your own links, and all I want to do is launch calls. But yeah, she's kicking butt now because she is about to miss tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm so proud of her. Something that Ellis Mabry was mentioning today was um, uh, really important to the fact of helping people who maybe they haven't done anything,
Mm-hmm.
and to look at them as, like you said also, you may think you're not a big hitter, you just haven't arrived there yet. You just haven't realized what you are. You just haven't realized what you could do. And
Mm-hmm.
if we take that kind of a position when we look at people and understand, maybe it's just something they don't understand yet, and that's why they're not doing the simple thing, and then we can coach them into that situation, because that's what happened today. And I'm telling this person, this is what I want you to go and do. And they say, well, I don't do it like that. I don't really like doing it. I say, okay, this is what I want you to go do. Well, I don't normally do it. I do this. I say, I'm going to tell you one more time. I want you to go do this. Now you can do it, or you can go ahead, not do it, and forget about it.
Right.
And then they explained to me why they didn't want to do it. And I said, well, why don't we go ahead and teach you how to do that right now? Let me train you right now.
Yeah.
And we did it. And they go, oh, okay, now I got it. I said, repeat to me what I just told you. And they went through it. I said, now go do it and don't call me back until we get the results.
Right. You know what? I told somebody they were texting me and she was texting and texting, but I'm in like 3-way mode all day, and I just had to text her. I always send you guys a little heart or a smiley face so you know I'm not yelling at you. But I'm like, hey, it was in between those calls. We had an hour before the next call, and she was talking to me through text, and I'm like, hey, stop texting me and go 3-way and go get some people. Like In between those calls, I'm going to be doing a lot of that where we do at 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock. You guys need to be prospecting all day and moving bam fam. Book a meeting from a meeting and move your people from one call to the next. But I won't be doing vision calls. I will be doing presentations once you guys know what the products are, where I'm going to be doing 15-minute calls, 15-minute, go back, get with your sponsor. I'm doing another call, go get 5 to 10 people, bring them to the next call, next call, next call. And we do that for 90 days. You'll never work again if you guys follow me for 90 days. If you stay with me, right? You can't be sleepy. You better start taking your vitamins and make as much income as you want and set yourself up. And I'm never tired because I don't have a job. I don't have to really be anywhere.
So anyway, I was so proud of this person because they went through it and the result was amazing. Because by the time that they called me back, we had achieved the result that we were looking to achieve, and it was a great achievement for them. So I want to thank you again. I'll let you go. Thank you for your tireless work and selfless work, and the vision, the plan, and sticking to the plan. Thank you very
Absolutely.
much.
You're welcome. Thanks, Coach Cola. Keep it up.
You bet.
Okay, I'm working while we're talking though, guys, because I'm going through this sheet. Hold on real quick. Dovey, you said Alexi or Lexi, but what she did was is she put her name down as the sponsor too. So can you unmute for me? Who keeps telling me what that
Okay.
person's name is? Dovey
Yeah,
Arnold.
that's hey, can you hear me?
Oh, hey there. I can hear you. I can see you.
Hey. Um Perfect. How you doing?
How are you?
Awesome. So I'm doing well, thank you. So that's Alexi Herrera. Should I so since he filled the form out incorrectly, should I make him resubmit the form with the correct information?
Please don't.
Or
It's a negative.
okay.
Spell his last name for me.
Herrera.
Because his email and stuff is right, but are you his sponsor? Because he put his own name down as who invited him.
Yeah, I'm his sponsor.
Okay. Is Alexi around or anything, or is he in another country?
No, he's around.
Okay. Can you tell him to pop on real quick? And that's the only thing that this is what I'm doing. So guys, I'm going to have Zooms open like all week where people can just pop in, and I won't be training. I just decided to kind of train you guys because I need you to really understand what we're doing, and I need you to be building like crazy and have your $25 ready for sometime next week. I don't even know what day it is. But sometime next week, just build. But if I need you, if you're changing sponsorship, I need that person to tell me that you're the sponsor. So you don't call me and say, oh, I'm that person's sponsor. Have them call me. Because some say don't know. And guys, I'm gonna have a lot of people where they saw me on YouTube and they just said, hey, I saw you on YouTube and blah blah blah. So for those people, I just put don't know on most of them, like, so I can keep it all like these are people who don't have sponsors. Is June out there? I just saw June more. I love June.
He's not
Uh,
available.
have him. Hi, June.
But
Have him.
I can send a screenshot or something through our conversation or something.
Oh, yeah. Just have him text you and say, "This is whoever." Yes, you could. You know what I mean? And give me a picture of it, and then I'll change it on here. And I believe you. Don't think I don't believe you, but I want you guys to know how thorough I am. That I'm not going to change your sponsorship, and then you're mad at me. Nobody's going to be mad at me during this build, but I've never built like this before with 6,000 people. I've done like 1,000, but I've never crossed over in a pre-launch with more than 1,000 people on a Google form. So I'm in new territory of growth right now with all of you. Okay. So yeah, Dovey, nice to meet you. And yeah, you can have them text me too if you want, or you can just have them text me. Okay. Mr. Pickett, you have a quick question, and then Bev, you have a question. Hi, June. I see you out there, beautiful.
Hey, how are you, lady?
I miss you.
Oh, thank you. I was sick for a minute.
Oh, we'll have to catch up, okay? We'll pillow talk.
Okay. All right. You want to set a date and time or what? 2 o'clock?
No,
3 o'clock?
2 o'clock probably. No, but
All
we'll
right.
chat. But I see ya.
All right. All right.
Okay. Love you much.
Hey, Miss Ming,
Love
how
you
you
too,
doing?
babe.
I'm good. Hi, Mr. Pickett. Where now, first and last name, where are you located?
Yes, ma'am. This is Rosnick Pickett. I'm in the DFW in Dallas.
Nick, I already know
Yes,
where
ma'am.
what you doing. I see you've been working too. You came in not too long ago and you done caught up already.
I've been trying my best. I'm putting my camera on, but I don't know how the settings on, so don't fault me for that. I'm trying my best.
That's all right.
Hey, but look, like in the last hour, I had somebody to sign up. I had him to come to your call tonight, and
Mhm.
he signed up while we was on the call. But he put my nickname in the sponsor, and then he went back and did it again and put my real name. So
It
I wanted to tell you now,
Okay. It'll be on my updated sheet right now. I think it's like 300 to 500 people joining every day. So I got to get off this spreadsheet. But great job. And I'll change it. It's fine. And plus duplicate,
yes, ma'am.
I just go through and I look at it and I delete the duplicates. But probably here, like by Tuesday, probably guys, to be honest, it'll probably be as early as Tuesday. All the people who are not in yellow, you guys will all get uploaded to the back office. So you'll go ahead and be able to start, resetting your password, getting into the back office and paying your $25. It could be as early as Tuesday that you do that. But if you don't do it until next week, you're still fine. The only thing is you can't share your own link. Does that make sense? So you're not
Yes,
missing,
ma'am.
you are, but you're not missing anything. So you don't have to freak out. Okay.
Okay. I
I'm
I
not
just
going
wanted to get it out the way. So
to,
I'm text.
oh, okay. Thanks, Rosnick. Got it.
Yeah, ma'am.
Bev, I see you out there, and Homer, you got a question?
Hi, Megan. My name's Bev Franklin. I live right outside of Sarasota, Florida. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I said I think we know each other, but anyway, go ahead. Sorry, I'm not going to interrupt. Go ahead, Bev.
Well, I did send you a text about a couple things, and you answered it, and we got everything squared away. I just wanted to let you know that I'll be 70 years old in a couple months, and I've been doing this for like 30 to 40 years, and I've never seen anything like this. And I haven't done anything online for a couple years because I've been so disenchanted with everything that I've seen. But what you're putting together, and I'll be quite honest, I didn't even know who you were until my sponsor shared you and Reagan with me. And of course, I did my research and I've been on every call and hanging on every word since. My question to you is do you have any suggestions or advice for seniors who are on Social Security as I am, and we're talking about an amazing amount of money? Will there be any advice or um, resources? I mean, I guess I'm a little afraid of the kind of money you're talking about when I've been living off of Social Security, and I may not be the only one that has that same problem.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Because, I'm 47 or 46. I'm getting ready to be 47. So it's a reality for us, it's a reality that we have to really start thinking and planning. So trust and believe all those things, our compliance is getting together because I'm like, we have to have a class about having a beneficiary with this money because you have to have a will. You need to have a trust. But I hate when people are like, oh, you're going to need to get a trust. And then they don't tell me how to get a trust. And then I go try to get one and it's like $1 gazillion. I'm like, well, I don't really need it now. I don't even have nothing to put in it after I pay for the trust. Like, they're just going to have to trust that maybe money will come later. So, yes, we understand that we have to plan, right? So, that's one thing that I want to have something back there in the back office where you can upload like your um people's information to say, this is my beneficiary, but that doesn't, from our compliance lawyer, when we ask that question, we don't have power of attorney, but that's where we got to really start talking about when you guys are making this kind of money. People need to know where your stuff is. Like, I know where my dad's stuff is, like some things, but I don't know his passwords. I don't know I don't know any of that stuff. So Bev, that's, we have that taken care of. Well, we are going to be giving you some information about, you need to make sure like who's going to inherit your downline one day, 80 years from now, Bev, right?
I hope.
Yeah. But those are some real conversations because my group is now not 20s and 30s. My group is 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, even 80s and 90s in my group now. So
Well,
would
all
be
of that, that you're saying, Megan, is very obviously very important. I guess my main question is, since there will be 1099s and all of this, some of us, in my case, I've not had to file taxes for several years, and now we're looking at a tax situation. And so I guess I was thinking that hopefully there would be some resources available to us, to help along those lines.
There will be, yeah, because it is going to be like, it's a lot of money. And that's the thing. When I was making all my money, I'm scrambling around because I was making 3,000 a month to 100,000 a month. It's a jump. So I'm trying to scramble around. Like, that's a really big thing for our community. And you guys will learn more about that in January, that like, if you got to point your money somewhere, like and people need to know your your beneficiary. They need to know your passwords to stuff. And you need to have a will that will say, or power of attorney, that they can log into your account and everything like that. And that's, now they're making the money. And then also with Social Security, the question that you're asking is, you know, and these are questions that will be asking our lawyers too, so that we have it in our FAQs, Bev. So table that. But when we get rolling in the back office, these are FAQ type things that we can add in there, because some people don't like money going to their bank account. So you can have all your money going on a Visa card, but you're still going to have to pay, taxes. It's just like
Right.
crypto. You're still gonna have to pay taxes and everything like that. But like I told my dad, like, if you're making 50,000 a month, pay your taxes. And then in a business like this, everything's a tax write-off. But you guys need to know that. You need to know where, when people are making this big money, it's not how much you make, it's how much you can keep.
Right.
You don't want to be giving it all to Uncle Sam either. So guess what? This time around, I've learned my lesson too. Like, you got to be able to know what you want to build. You need to have a brick and mortar business maybe too, or maybe it's not a brick and mortar, but you have something else where you're taking some of your money. Because if you guys are making 50,000 a month, you're going to be, which is really going to happen really fast if you guys just get 7 or more personals and duplicate. And you don't believe it right now because you've never done it, but I'm telling you what's about to happen. So I got to prepare you so that when you start getting all this money, you don't just start being the biggest giver ever and you give yourself into the poorhouse, and then you don't have anything left over, and they didn't work for the money. So when you really do need it, nobody can help you because you just gave money. So Bev, we're going to have some real conversations like this, especially after February 17th and the light. I don't want you guys go buy a car like I did. I bought one car with cash, walked in there like, oh, okay. I wanted a Camaro. So, and then that's what I wanted. And then I wrapped it all shiny. And Bev, but nobody was kind of teaching me. So I was trying to figure it out while I was making the money. And it can be, they say more money, more problems. Yeah, could be
Yeah.
if you're not prepared.
I want to have those problems. But when you were talking about $1,800 a month, because I'm not the recruiter I used to be, although I've been talking to just everybody that is in my phone and everywhere. But when you said $1,800 a month, I don't think you realize what $1,800 a month for a non-referral person will do. I mean, you're going to change lives even at $1,800 a month. So this other money that you're speaking of is just, it's something that I can't even fathom at this stage of my life, but you're pretty amazing. And I consider myself a good judge of character. And I've been with you every day since 2 weeks before Christmas. So um, I'm with you all the way.
Thank you so much. And Bev, don't tell people 400,000 a month. You have to say an extra 500 to 2,000 a month. When you guys are sharing, don't go past 2,000 a month because as a teacher, I was making 3,000 a month for 17 years. So if somebody comes and tells me I can make 50,000 a month,
Thank
I'm
you.
like, "Huh? I don't understand."
Right.
What?
Well, I thank you for talking to me, Megan. It's a pleasure. And I look forward to getting to know you and speaking with you again
Absolutely. Where are you located again?
in Florida, right outside of Sarasota.
Guess where I'm going because it's cold here. I'm gonna make. We already have an event scheduled. Actually, we are gonna have in Florida already. We're working on the event. Carlos is actually. So we're gonna hit the road and we'll be in Florida and we'll have big events and I'll be everywhere that you guys want me to be. Me and Reagan and Dre.
I
So
look
thank you.
forward to giving you a hug one day, and thank you for changing my life.
I am a hugger too, so I will
Very
let you know.
good. Thank you, Megan.
You're welcome. I'll see ya. Homer, you have a question?
Yes, Miss Megan. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Homer. How are you?
Good, good, wonderful. Uh, the question was just asked because I was talking with a lady and she wanted to know, what about her Social Security? If I get all this money, how am I gonna explain or how am I gonna manage it? If they gonna cut my Social Security off or whatever.
Right.
So I
So
thought I'll ask that question and I'll get something to let you know.
okay, so I am not because I know like right now I would actually rather not be recording. One second. Let's just not record.
Recording stopped.
Okay, not that I'm saying anything. I just don't want to be recorded, and I ain't posting this because it's private stuff. So, really, guys, I'm honestly not going to post this call at all, not even in the group, because I don't. People just have to show up on time, and they'll hear this stuff over and over again. But I'm not. I really record stuff for my own personal when it's personal team stuff like this. I'm not posting this on YouTube. I'm not dropping it in a group for some weird person to get a hold of. Like, so this video goes nowhere after this, okay? But this is the things that we're gonna provide for you guys so you can start asking questions as well. But one thing you have to think about too is when you're running a 1099 business, they give you time to like file your taxes, right? Like
Hmm.
sometimes it takes a minute, but we have 2025 for you to really truly grind it out. And we also have a Visa card. So you don't necessarily have to put your money in your bank account, right? You can
Right.
actually shift it to the Visa card and you can just
Spin it
work
off of that.
work from there while you're building your business because and that's the trap and I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but think about the trap. When I lost my teaching job, or I didn't lose my teaching job, my first year I only had 1 year that I was teaching, and then I found myself with no job and a 2-year old, and I had to go down and get um, food stamps, and it was so horrible because I have a degree. I got a degree. I got to go get food stamps to take care of my son. But I got a job in like 3 months because food stamps, people need it, right? Like people need stuff. But but the crazy thing is they told me I can only make $1,000 a month or I can't get any help. And no man can be in the house. This is a whole nother conversation. So you're telling me that like you want the men to be out of the house. I can't be making any more than 1,000 a month for me to get help.
Fraggle
So now,
naggle foolishness.
so now you take all the men out of the house and you disrupt the order, God, man, wife, you disrupt the order and you tell me I can only make 1,000 a month. So I might as well just live on the system because my child care is $900. Well, I had 2 kids at the time. No, I had one. But my child care was 900 a month with my infant. So you're telling me I gotta work Like, I might as well just stay on food stamps and like sit home and take care of my kid then. Now, it's a whole another conversation. Don't get me started on this system. But you can at least spend this year and bank and make money. And I think possibly if you're making way more money than you're making on Social Security, and I'm not going to ask you how much you're making, but that should be your first goal. I want to double what I'm making on Social Security in 2025. So, because I can't lose my Social Security, I don't want to lose my Medicaid. I don't want to, you know what I mean? Those are some
Mhm.
real things. And then this company, the owners have a stupid attack and the company goes away, which I'm not, because this is it for me. Like, I'm going to do whatever it takes. And like I keep saying, our lawyers have lawyers and we cross T's, dot I's. We got the best of the best. We even consulted with, a lawyer who is every network marketing company that somebody consults with that lawyer to make sure that we can be around forever. Right? So just build it when you can, like I was making so much income at one point that I just left my money on my Visa card. I just was like, let me just like it's Friday again. I'm getting paid again, and you guys get paid instant. You get paid every day. You know why you're getting paid every day? Because I want to get paid every day. I built this comp plan for me. You just happen to be hit by the blessing, right? So just understand those are some real serious questions that we're going to be talking about, especially. So all I want you guys to do right now is write your questions down and hold them, right? Write them down because we got a very large. Dre's so funny. So Dre thinks he's so much younger than us. He's like 30. I forget how old Dre is, but we're 46. So Dre's always like, how'd you guys get all these older people on your team? I'm like, because we're old. Like, all my team used to be 20 somethings, but now our kids are 20 something, right? And our kids are building over here too. So I don't speak kid anymore. Like, so I'm gonna let my kids speak to the kids, right? I'm almost 50, right? I'm speaking to the 50s, 60s mortality reality. For me, I'm like, I don't have all the time in the world to be bouncing to these Yahoo companies and wasting time. I don't have time for that, right? I am too gifted to be in somebody else's crappy company. Excuse my Lord, forgive me. Sorry. You guys, I'm just being silly. Please don't. I get in trouble by people sometimes because they're like, "But you're the owner." But I have to be me, and I'm just like, I'm just kidding. Sarcasm's how I get through my day. So, but anyway, I'm serious though.
Megan?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Gotcha. The home. Write
Megan.
it down so we can put it in AQ. Sorry. Hey, Bob.
Hi. Oh, I'm sorry I didn't catch Mr. His name, the one about Social Security.
Yep.
Homer
Homer.
Murphy.
Okay. What about we're gonna do crypto, right?
Mhm. We are.
And can we hold the money in our crypto wallet? I
Yes,
mean,
and Homer's probably like, crypto what? Homer, you know anything about crypto?
Homer.
Yes, I know a little bit, but that question was for another person that I was trying to get signed up.
Yeah, so thank you, Bob. I
Yes.
have money. I have money in USDT because USDT is stable, right? And I
Yes.
put my USDT all the time just so I won't spend it.
I
Because then I
learned
got
that from you because I had it in Bitcoin, but it goes up and down.
I
Yeah.
don't. One of my partners is like, oh, he's got a lot in Bitcoin, but like I
Yeah.
learned a lot because I knew about crypto and I get it, right? But it wasn't really my thing, and I don't get in crypto companies ever. Like, so don't ever
Oh
bring
no.
me a crypto network marketing company because Jesus could be the owner, and I'm like, Jesus, I love you, but I can't
Yeah.
do it.
And I don't know about the incoming president. He sounds like he's crypto friendly, but I don't know if it's going to be centralized or not. So uh, it's
I mean, it's interesting, Bob. We
yes,
just don't know. The only thing we do know is that the only thing I do know is that I made it through COVID and it was the best. And I'm sorry if you guys lost people or I'm not being insensitive because it was a tough time. But 2020 was actually the best year of my life, like because we had a online business and we were trapped in our houses and I lived on the Zoom.
yeah. Hmm.
So so anyway, so Bob, you're right. Like you can always shift your money to USDT and then take what you need because
Right.
honestly, don't have 50,000 a month coming in your account every because you're like, I here you go. Let me just share it
Yeah,
with
because what is it? Anything over 10,000 is a red flag.
Right. Yes.
yeah.
Um,
No, but
Megan,
that's
I can say,
we're gonna do things right. We're gonna make sure that we have information for you guys on how to
Right.
do your taxes, how to offset your income so that you're can write all that stuff off on your taxes. I've met a lot of great people. So because that's important because with this build that we're doing right now, I'm not a tax advisor, but my kid is going to be over here and when my son was making 20,000 a month. What do you think happens when you give a 18-year-old who hasn't graduated from high school and they're making 5,000 a week?
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm blanking hard.
You get
I
a
got,
Christmas present.
yeah,
and they're all over here. Now all of our kids are of age and they can all be in here now, all of them. So
man.
that's why we're having a family call tomorrow
Mhm.
to make sure everybody understands. Don't be calling me telling me you need help and you don't have any money and I know you're making 20,000 a month. Like, huh? What? So
If I
anyway,
may, if I may say something though, all of the currencies are going digital. Every last one. The Deutsch, every last one. The US pound, the US dollar is already SDT. You have the yuan, the Chinese yuan that's going, all of the currencies. So I suspect that we are on the right track
In
because
our lifetime, Homer?
in our lifetime, check next
Really?
year. Yep, check next year. In our lifetime, by 2030, for sure, the game's over.
I
But in
know
our
electric
lifetime,
cars are coming
yeah,
by 2035. No.
the rollout should be slower though. It shouldn't be just all electric. It should be like slower than that. Yeah, but for my one part, I know that to be something that's on the books. And for the guys that we have over here in Barbados, being the second most expensive place to live outside of Sweden, is it? Outside of Sweden, the most expensive place. But our economy is Switzerland, right? But our economy is really, really hot, and we have to find ways. And like you said before, one of the ways we're going to do it is to, at least my family and I, we're going to do crypto. And yes, we're not going to be pronouncing to the governments that, oh, we have this money, so we love to pay tax. I'll build another house first and do another business and hire some people first. And, that,
yeah.
that's the best thing to do.
And some of you guys know way more than me. I mean, I have some pretty powerful friends and stuff too, but I'm still learning. But sometimes, guys, when people are telling you all this stuff, it can get somewhat overwhelming to like, okay, now but I want you guys to get to the point where you just have so much money coming in that all you have is time, right? All, like and here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to, yes, Social Security. We're going to answer all those questions and things, but I want you to, I'm going to have a group called the Legend Pre-Qualified Group. Anybody who wants to really make 400,000 a month, because it's doable over here. If you really want to do it, right? Then I'm going to have my own group where you got to let me be the coach. You got to let me like really, truly but I coach in action. We just haven't really started yet. But if you really want to do it, then you're not going to care about Social Security too much, right? Whatever they give you. I want it to be like, and when I was making 100,000 a month, my credit was terrible, but it really doesn't matter when I can just, I went and got a condo and they're like, well, your credit's really bad. Yeah. Okay. I'll pay 6 months.
Uh,
Did I get in here?
True story.
Right? Because I didn't know if I wanted to get a house and I didn't know where I wanted to be. And I got this condo and I loved it and stuff. And I furnished everything brand new. And they're like, well, your credit's really bad. Okay. Well, here's 6 months. I'll pay 6 months at a time. Is that good? No. Goodbye.
I hear you.
I want that to be our vibration and our focus that we start talking about, but ask real questions because those are reality because you don't want to lose your social security at this point. But I want every single one of you guys making 5,000 a month or more. Would that help though? Let's not talk about the really big numbers that are going to happen anyway. But for some of you, is it okay if we focus on you making 5,000 extra 5,000 a month and you don't have to quit your jobs, right? You don't have to
Of
quit
course.
your job. But I promise you, if your boss talks crazy or looks at you sideways, you might quit.
Yeah.
Some of you guys, I know I got some big ballers on here and I get it, right? But some of you guys, you just need an extra 5,000 a month so that you can vacation and you can not be looking at your bank account all the time and you can pay all your bills 6 months at a time because I hate paying bills. I hate remembering to pay bills. And then your life is going to get way better because all money does, listen to what I'm saying. This is it. All money does is allow you to be creative because you don't have to think about food and bills and think about how much space that takes up in your mind trying to figure out how to pay for stuff. I got to pay this, I got to pay this, I got to do this, I got to do. Think about if you don't have to think about any of those things and you can just live. That's cuz I'll be honest with you guys, when I was making that kind of money and I've had some great runs and stuff, but everybody's going to come out of the woodwork. So I'm going to be teaching that class and I'm going to bring people in to like when we have our little legend meetings to just know how to keep your money. And everybody has an emergency when you have money. Everybody. And all you have to say is, you know what? I'm really sorry to hear that. Just right now, it's just I can't I can't do it. It's just not what God has for me right now, but I can point you in the direction for you to do what I'm doing
True.
because everybody's going to have an emergency. Everybody. And if you're a giver, the world, there's some takers. I'm not saying don't help people, but what I am saying is you got to be wise because even with the 100,000 a month coming in, when you help this person, this person, this person, this person, this person, you're not really paying attention, right? So not saying be selfish, but Charles Barkley told his whole family, I'm gonna give you money once. Don't ask me for no more unless you want to go to college or something. Don't ask me for no more money. That was Charles
Yeah.
Barkley.
I heard that one.
So anyway, I just wanted to say that because um but yeah, extra 5,000 a month will help you to just
Yeah.
take vacations and just relax a little bit and don't go quit your job. Just stay at your job, but your job will be much better because you have an extra $5,000 coming in and your job doesn't necessarily pay your bills anymore. It's fun money, right? At that point.
Amen.
Yep.
What
Correct.
what I what I would do though when somebody calls, they're gonna come at me. I know that's for sure. But I've always heard it's better to teach a man how to fish than to give him a fish. So if they want, I can teach you how to fish this puppy, and probably make good partners if you want to do that. I mean, if you want to do that. But outside of that, there's not much you
But
can
you
do.
did it. Yeah, you
Yeah.
did it. So why can't you just say to them, you know what? I understand where you're coming from. I have empathy. Let me introduce you to my business partner, Megan. She was
Right on.
same boat. You're like, let us show you the way because we know how to get out of this dark hole. So, Assumpta, I don't know if that's your name, Denise.
Can I
And
ask you a question, Megan?
Yeah, it is.
yes, I'll let you go right after. Is it Assumpta? Bob, I'll let you
Yeah.
squeeze in there. Denise,
Assunta, yes. Hi,
oh, Assumpta.
Megan.
Hi. I'll be short. I always say that and then I never am. But I promise because I want to hear from a lot of you. So
Yeah, the name is Assunta. I wanted to find out the age limit for membership.
um I mean, well, you have to be 18 to be in a business, but we're getting some clarification from our lawyers on um that too. You can't be 16, I know that. But in some businesses, you can be 17 because you're going to be 18, but I know you can't be 16.
Okay.
Not and make money. But we also, well, we'll talk about that a little later, but yeah, we're gonna have something for everybody though, but because I work with a lot of little kids too, younger kids, but we're getting clarification, so I don't want to say anything, but it'll be in the FAQs and it'll be in all the documents and stuff in the back office. Um, but I know you can't right now 18, but if you got a 17-year-old and they're gonna be 18 at some, and they don't pull their money out and KYC, so anyway, we'll talk. Don't let me just let me be quiet and I'll ask our lawyers.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. But put them on the Google form if they're
Okay.
17.
Okay.
Okay. Andrea and then Bob, I know you had a question, I think. Denise or Andrea, you have a question?
Yes, hi Megan, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fine. I spoke with your sister today, a really nice short conversation when I got out of church. Um, okay, so it's kind of the same question, but not exactly. Are you guys gonna have a spot in the back office where you can copy and paste your your USD num address?
It act yeah, the system's very sophisticated, I'll tell you that. We work with this company and you guys don't know all of this stuff when I can actually not slip up and say stuff because I'm talking to you guys all the time and I'm always afraid I'm going to I just can't wait until you know everything so I can speak freely. Um, but all of that's back there because it's set up through this really sophisticated, amazing company, and they work with, they, Dre gets everything. I don't even know because these other companies do like some of them like 200 million a month and stuff like that. And I don't know. Dre is master. You guys will get to know him. He's master of like, oh no, I ain't paying that. Like, that ain't gonna be my price. He's master of getting stuff. So it's a very sophisticated system where you're gonna be able to set up your payment systems and all that kind of stuff back there. That's
Yeah, 'cause
great.
I'm sorry. My issue is I don't want all that money in the bank. I would rather have my money on a card, and
Yep.
then I just put whatever I want to put in the bank and then I'll do it like that.
Yeah, you can because it goes into it's like a regular company, like it or it's like a regular company. Your money goes into there. You have three wallets actually. So you have a reserve wallet where some of your money can go to pay your membership every month, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, and then you have another wallet where you can see, but I'll let Dre explain that because that's not really he flows with it, but you can then shift it to a Visa card or you have your own Visa card with us too. So you'll be able to shift it to your own Visa card. You'll be able to shift it to your crypto stuff if you want, right? Yeah, because this time, I mean, I will shift most of my money is in USDT because I got to work a little bit to go get it, right? And I would rather just not have money sitting in my bank account because For example, I'll give you a real example. My friend just, unfortunately, his baby had passed away and he won a lawsuit and got $1 million. But he's, um, he doesn't keep any money anywhere that he can even get it. So when everybody's like, oh, I need money, he's like, if I can't even get my money, then I don't have access to it. Like, I would have to
Yeah.
go, you know what I mean? So sometimes you got to put yourself on punishment so you don't have access to all that money. Because what would you guys do if you had 100 grand a month coming in
Yeah.
a month? You can't think about it because right now you're like, I need 5,000 a month coming in. I need 10,000 a month coming in. So
Yeah.
you know what you need to do though, because you're building with me. I just need you guys to do what I'm telling you to do. I need
Got
you to
it.
share with everybody because you don't understand what's getting ready to happen, but I do. And I don't even look crazy to you guys yet, but eventually I'm going to look real crazy to some of y'all, and I won't have makeup on or nothing. Just kidding. But but you have to understand what's getting ready to happen. And all I need you guys to do is go tell everybody. And then if they don't believe you, invite them to the calls. And if they don't show up, then do a three-way call with me and launch your business. That's a good way. When I drop my calendar, get on my calendar and invite every human being you know and let me talk to them because I'm going to tell them. But by then, we're going to already have checks. So I'm like, what? You don't want to come in? Okay. I just stopped talking to those people, even on the calls when they're like, I don't really believe it. Okay, so Sherry, you're next. So Sherry, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah.
just need you guys to build that. There's 162 of you on here. If you 100 people only came into this company, I would max out the matrix with you still, because I really only need 3 of you to go get 3, and I'm going to take your 9 people and treat them like I signed them up. I'm going to take all of you guys, I don't care who your sponsors are, and I'm going to treat you like I signed you up. And I'm going to launch your business and get you 3. Then I'm going to take 9 people and do it and have 27, and 81 people do it. And you know what I do? Are you looking at my screen? On February 17th, I pretend like I'm just getting started because I'm such a competitor that I want to see how many people actually paid their membership in the first week, because I build like a mad crazy person for 12 weeks. My my week, first week starts February 17th. Somebody Google it real quick for me. What's 90 days from February 17th? My phone's dead. Anybody know what the answer is? Let me ask Chat GBT. I need you guys to download Chat GBT on your app if you can, because you can do everything on Chat. I make my playbooks on Chat. It takes me 3 seconds, and I talk to Chat like we're friends. Hold on. So hey Chat, I am actually in a network marketing company that I own, and we're doing a
May
3
18th.
forced matrix, and I'm pre-building right now. So I have like 6,000 people, 300 to 500 people are joining every day for free. But on February 17th is when I actually start my 12-week run where I'm just going to put my head down and run like a mad person. Um, and I want everybody to not start with 3 people. I want them to start with like 20 or 30 or 50 or whatever. But what's 90 days from February the 17th? And I want you to turn this into like a, turn it into a, what can I say? Like a little PDF. And I want you to add a lot of fun emojis to it. Add a lot of fun emojis and bullet point, and don't make it too long, make it condensed. And I want you to give the exact day, February 17th, 90 days from then, and give us like a projection. If we continue to bring in 300 to 500 people a day on a 3 by 10 forced matrix, what could our organization potentially look like? Right. And I want some real, like, give me some real examples in there too. Some, for example, if somebody started off with like, I don't know, by February 17th, if they started off with like 20 people in their organization that all paid membership, what could that look like? Don't forget my emojis. Chat's my best friend. And I'll drop it in the chat so you guys can see it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's analyzing it right now.
Oh,
So
cool.
download ChatGPT if the app on your phone. Oh, somebody's echo. Hold on 1 second. Oh, and it looks like the emoji is causing an encoding issue and saving the PDF. Oh, I don't need a PDF. Okay, I don't need a PDF. Just give me like a text message breakdown. Thank you, chat. Pay attention. Do what I'm asking you to do. So week 1, 20 people each could bring in 60 new members, total members 80, blah, blah, blah. By the time you get to 90 days, adding 3 to 500, your network could grow to 20,000 plus members. And it gives me tips for success. Stay consistent, track your progress, support your team. Download ChatGPT and talk to chat like they're your friend and ask it to